I watch the sun descending and the birds fly home to rest, in the hush when day is ending, that's the hour when I feel blessed. Smoking my pipe, smoking my pipe.
Okay, I've got another tobacco review for you today, and that is, this one is, I suppose, what you would call a boutique blend, or even a craft tobacco. And that's what it is, basically. This is a Cornell and Diehl blend. Cornell and Diehl, of course, are independent tobacco producer, and if you use the analogy from the drinks industry, then they are something of a craft tobacco supplier. And that is Cornell and Diehl's Bayou Night. Now, I'm not smoking that at the moment to film this introduction. I'm actually sat in my truck. We'll wait until I get back to the tavern to shoot the video, but I'm actually sitting in my truck at the moment having a quick break, and I thought, I'll film the introduction for my Cornell and Diehl Bayou Night review. This is a Blake McBriar that I'm smoking at the moment. This was actually a club pipe from the UK Pipe and Tobacco Club in 2015, so I think this was the first ever club pipe. It's a Blake McBriar. Blake do, of course, make fantastic pipes. And in the bowl here I've got the new version of Clan, or the current version of Clan, I should say. And do you know, I'm quite enjoying this. You know, when I did my review of the new Clan the other day, I got into a conversation with a friend of mine. I want to say a friend of mine. I've never actually met him physically, but we've been sort of friends for a long time through the Facebook group, the UK Pipe and Tobacco Club. And he didn't like this new version of Clan, so heads up, Julian. He preferred the older version, and he didn't feel that this new version is a patch on it. But as I say, taste is very subjective. I'm of the opposite opinion. I've always liked Clan, but I fancy the current Clan doesn't burn as hot as it once did. It doesn't cause so much tongue bite, but that's just my opinion. Anyway, we'll get back to the tavern in a moment, and we'll do our review of Bayou Night, which I think I'll smoke today in one of my Peterson pipes. Towards the end of this week, I'll be doing the next in my OTC, that is over-the-counter tobacco reviews. That is tobaccos that are readily available over here in the UK. I've done Clan, and I've done Erinmo, and the next one will be the mighty Condor.
Now, say these English words after me. Pipe.
Pipe.
Tobacco.
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 It's that Condor moment. The discovery of that singularly mellow, positive flavor that makes Condor a tobacco worth getting to know.
Condor.
Condor. Condor.
Condor. Tobacco worth getting to know.
Anyway, that's it for now. I'm going to enjoy my break beer. Enjoy the remainder of this bowl of Clan in the fantastic Blake McBriar. Okay, now, as I explained in the introduction, I've got a tobacco review for you today, and this tobacco is a Cornell and Diehl, a creation called Bayou Nights. Now, a bayou is a body of water, or a swampy area, in the southern United States. You know, the kind of down in Louisiana, down in New Orleans. And yet, this is a Scottish mixture. Go figure. So perhaps it should be called Hogmanay Nights. Oh, hi, Hogmanay Nights. But anyway, this is a Scottish type mixture, and it contains, according to Cornell and Diehl's website, it contains, from Cornell and Diehl comes this Scottish type blend of Latakia, Perique, Virginia, Turkish and Burley's that boosts a heavier Perique component than normally found in a classic Scottish blend. Bayou Night is a full smoke that is surprisingly cool on the palate. Now, it's heavy in Perique, so this means whap, we're going to get whacked with that nicotine. I'm looking forward to that. But before I partake in a bowl of this Bayou Night from Cornell and Diehl, which currently is one of a few Cornell and Diehl blends that are available over here in the UK. I got this from GQ Tobaccos, and I will put a link down to GQ Tobaccos in the description to this video. I'm going to smoke this in a Peterson, which is my Peterson Silver Spigot. I do love this pipe. This was originally green. I don't know how well that's picking it up, but the green stain that they use has come off over the years. Now, you think I'd be a bit pissed off about that, but to be honest with you, I'm quite delighted, because I think the brown stain is revealed underneath is absolutely beautiful, and this pipe smokes really well, so we're going to smoke this in here. But before we retire to the smoking shed, or the bothy as I'm now calling it, let me give you a little bit of history of Cornell and Diehl. I've made my notes here. Cornell and Diehl has been blending boutique pipe tobaccos for more than 30 years and continues to innovate, continuously originating new methods and techniques, sourcing the finest tobaccos grown and serving a dynamic pipe smoking public worldwide. Now, I mentioned that in the introduction to this video, but when they say boutique pipe tobacco, I really think they missed a trick, and they should have took a leaf from the brewing industry and called it a craft tobacco, because when craft breweries started appearing on the scene several years back, the sales just catapulted through the roof. Boutique kind of, it means the same thing basically, but in the sense that it's used, but craft just sounds so much cooler, doesn't it? It makes it sound like it's this small little company standing up against the big powerful man, you know, and relying on traditional methods to provide a better product for the customer, for the pipe smoking public, which is what Cornell and Diehl are doing. Now, the company was launched in 1990 by Craig and Patty Tarley, a retired couple who thought it would be fun to run a tobacco blending company in their retirement. A nice, gentle pastime, they thought, but it didn't work out like that. And as soon as their first tobaccos hit the market, the demand grew and grew and grew, and they found that they'd had to produce more than they realistically could. They took their name from Craig's middle name and Patty's maiden name, and thus Cornell and Diehl was born. Now, at first they didn't even have a building to house their tobacco workshop, and their entire operation could fit into the back of a van. It's incredible. But they grew so quick, and their fun little tobacco hobby, or at least what they thought of would be a fun little tobacco hobby, soon became a full-time successful business with demands coming at them right, left and centre that they never anticipated. Sadly, Craig passed away in 2012 and didn't live to see the hugely successful Cornell and Diehl brand, hugely successful they would become. Cornell and Diehl are now based in St. Louis, which is where Bayous, I imagine, are quite common. Scottish kilts not so much, but Bayous quite common. And Cornell and Diehl are a powerhouse in the industry. Now, I picked up this tobacco from C&D, from G&Q, rather, G&Q Tobaccos. I only picked up 25 grams to give it a test, but I have smoked Cornell and Diehl in the past, because I used to buy tobaccos and get them shipped over directly from America before it became cost prohibitive and really dodgy to do that. Delighted that Cornell and Diehl blends are available over here in the UK, thanks to well, Cornell and Diehl really, but of course this is currently in stock with GQ Tobaccos, and most of the online British tobacconists are probably now stocking C&D blends. So as we say, Scottish type blend, heavy on the perique. It's a fine kind of cut, rubbed out cut. I'm going to take it to the nose before we go to the smoking shed. Now, interestingly, I'm getting butterscotch toffee kind of aromas from this. It's quite delightful aroma. Anyway, let's go and take the Peterson, which I've just dropped, and then C&D out to the smoking shed, aka the bothy of broken dreams.
As I watch the sun descending and the birds fly home to rest, in the hush when day is ending, that's the hour when I feel blessed. Smoking my pipe.
Virginia's, Kentucky, Burley's, Oriental, Turkish tobacco in here, and of course heavy on the perique. You taste that straight away, you get that spiciness that the perique's renowned for, peppery taste.
smoking my pipe. Like a whisper through the cornfield comes a gentle evening breeze. At the doorway of my cottage I recall old memories. Smoking my pipe, smoking my pipe.
This is a bold smoke. It's full flavored. This is exceptional. This is the type of tobacco that makes a statement straight away. It's saying, look, I'm here, you can't ignore this tobacco. It's mild in the sense there's no harshness there, but in the sense of mildness, mild as being weak or thing, and it isn't. But it is mild in the sense of there's no harsh taste, there's no harshness there. It's very pleasant, it's very spicy though. That perique definitely makes itself known. You're getting that peppery taste in the back of your mouth, like the finish on a glass of whiskey, a peated whiskey. It's right in the back of the throat. It burns really well as well. So it's also something of a creaminess to it. I'm accompanying it with a Jim Beam. Well, I figured if I'm going American over to the Bayou, I'd best take a iconic American drink with me. You know, I'm sitting in South Wales in the United Kingdom. But when you start smoking this, I swear I can hear the crickets rubbing their legs in the lush growth. You hear the water lapping from the bayou and the alligators coming in to see what this dodgy little Welshman is doing here. This is the type of thing that I like. Latakia, Perique, Burley, Kentucky, Virginia, all pushing to become front forward but being subdued by that strong Perique. It's like a vapor on steroids, you know. I mean, it's producing lots of lovely smoke. I think the room note would be on the strong side. And if you're not a fan of strong tobacco smells, I think this room note probably would get you banished from the house. But if that's the case, then feel free to come and join me in the bothy of broken dreams. The intensity of flavour with this is almost cigar-like. There's a creaminess there though. Very slow burning, and I filled this pipe well in this old peat, and I think I'm going to be smoking this long after I've pressed stop on this video. This is probably going to be a good 40-minute smoke, and I probably will sit out there in the bothy of broken dreams for that time, because this is quite delicious. It's exceptionally, it reminds me a lot of a Cornell and Diehl creation I smoked back in the day was Buffalo Soldier. I think it's very similar to that. Though the thing is, with Perique heavy blends, the Perique tends to dominate everything else in the bowl. But as I say, I'm getting a creaminess here, which I think is the Virginia is responsible for that. The Perique has given me this big spicy, peppery taste. There's Burley in there as well, which the dryer's just hit on. I didn't know we had a tumble dryer in the bothy of broken dreams. My wife must have got that put in here when I was at work. Oh well, it's very strong, very, very strong smoke. Probably not for the faint-hearted or those new to pipe smoking, but if you want to experience the full complexities that pipe smoking can offer, then this would be it. This Bayou Nights quite exceptional. And I think, was I really standing now in a Louisiana swamp or a bayou? The alligators would probably stay at bay when they saw me smoking this, because it radiates that feeling of manliness. I don't think an alligator would tangle with me at the moment. So yeah, full-bodied, peppery, creamy, maybe a little sweetness here. Goes well with the Jim Beam as well. You know, blending houses like Cornell and Diehl can provide for every taste. They do their aromatics, they do their mild, mellow, light tobaccos, and they do their heavier tobaccos, such as this Bayou Night. This is an heavy tobacco. It's strong, I think, both in terms of nicotine and flavour. It's full-bodied, but I'm enjoying it. That's what we like. And the finish, the aftertaste it leaves in your mouth. Spicy. Pepper. Even a bit of aniseed, I think. I think this is a type of tobacco you could lose yourself in, you could fill up a bowl and puff away while doing something, maybe a bit of manual, physical work out here in the bothy of Broken Dreams, or even in the house at the keyboard, doing a bit of writing. I think I could get lost. My imagination is allowed to flow with this pipe because the sensations I'm getting from this pipe are really satisfying, really relaxing, really rewarding. It's bringing me into that zone, I think.
Those far off places beyond the blue, familiar faces that once I knew.
Negatives of this is a fantastic tobacco. Packs easily. It's in the ribbon cut, rubbed out stage. Comes in the pack. You can buy this in bulk or you can buy it tinned. I think they're 50-gram tins.
I recall those days behind me and the happiness they meant. Every sundown you will find me with a heart that is content. Smoking my pipe.
The closest British tobacco that I can think that we've ever had come to this was one of GQ's own blends, Swamp Flower. Was very similar, but I think this is stronger than Swamp Flower.
Smoking my pipe.
Okay, that's it for Cornell and Diehl's Bayou Nights. Top marks from me. I'm going to finish the rest of this bowl now, so I'll say goodbye for now. And I'll see you again for my next review, whether it be whiskey, a film review, a book review, or a pipe tobacco review, whatever. Please come back. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, give me a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to partake in a little Bayou Night in the bothy of Broken Dreams.